Hi, welcome to Bent TV. This is the Film Whisperers, where two movie nerds talk all things film through a contemporary lens. I'm Matthew Wade.
And I'm Saj.
So, Saj, what are we talking about now?
Okay, so we've spoken about the Oscars, and we're talking specifically about the last decade because it's coming to an end. Oh my God, it's just time's going really fast.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
So we've discussed the best of the Oscar-related films from 2010 till now, and we discussed the worst. And I guess I don't think we've disagreed to this extent.
I
in
know,
a while.
like I was like, yeah, it's like I'm like, oh, what about this? And Saj is like, no.
No, yeah, okay. So now let's talk about the WTF, right? So the WTF is pretty much what we saw that surprised us, either in a good way or in a bad way.
So for an example, just to make sure I'm on the right track. So like if a movie got nominated or got all this acclaim and you're like, it was just not necessarily that it didn't deserve it, but it was just kind of unexpected.
Unexpected.
Like,
so exactly. So as an example, if Jennifer Lopez gets an Oscar nomination for Hustlers,
that would be a WTF.
That would be WTF.
Even though she was great.
It was amazing, but you know, you don't expect Jennifer Lopez to get, or the world wouldn't expect Jennifer Lopez to get an Oscar nomination.
Great example.
Yeah. So anyway, so I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
Do you have a WTF movie?
I feel like I should be dragging up like earlier examples because I feel like what's fresh in my mind is just recently, but I'm still going to use a recent example. I think, this year. It was this year. Bohemian Rhapsody, was that this year?
Oh, yeah. Well, this year's
technically,
Oscars.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody like got all this recognition and acclaim after it was released. Like it got, I think, 8 or 10 Oscar nominations. And to be fair, a lot of them were like sound engineering, sound mixing, that kind of stuff.
Best actor.
But Best Actor, I was nominated for Best Picture, all this kind of stuff. And honestly, like I watched it when it first came out, so I didn't like read any hype. I didn't read anything. I just kind of watched it, blank canvas, and I just thought it was really just okay. Like I didn't think it was that great. I like Queen's music, but I thought the film itself was very underwhelming. It's just like, it's kind of, what is it? Half the course, like in terms of like a biopic or some sort of musical one, because now they're doing lots. But it just, it was really underwhelming. And more than that, particularly when it gets nominated for Best Picture, I think most of the time, and I actually remember reading stats around this because I got really into it. Generally, if the movie is nominated for Best Picture, it has like a baseline kind of Rotten Tomatoes rating. So like, it will never go below like 80% or something like that because they usually pick movies that are critically received quite well. But Bohemian Rhapsody, I think, was sitting on like 60%. And so that's very, very rare. And I was like, that to me tells me that like this movie didn't deserve the recognition that it got. Not because critics didn't like it, but because I also didn't like it.
I'm going to agree with you on that. I thought it was just ridiculous. There were so many cringeworthy moments. I probably found myself laughing at a lot of them. I'm going to call bullshit on a lot of what we saw because, it was real. I mean, you can dramatize things, but that was just that would have been great as a Lifetime movie, in my opinion.
So true, right?
Yeah. So Rami Malek, he was good. I just think that it got that far because a lot of straight people love Queen.
It earned so much money. It actually earned heaps at the box office. So like maybe it just was such a big phenomenon that they're like, we have to give it recognition. And sorry, I should clarify. I didn't like the movie, but this is not in like the bad category. The reason it's in the WTF category is because it was a bad movie, and yet it somehow got so much like earnings, accolades, all this kind of stuff. And I was like, fact check me if you want to. But I'm pretty sure one of the Oscars that it won had to do with editing. And I remember that people were even circulating like clips of Bohemian Rhapsody that had like the most shocking editing like I've seen in a movie this decade. Like where it like has all these rapid fire cuts in just a regular conversation like this. And I was like, that to me is a WTF moment because like even the award that actually won, like it didn't deserve. So anyway.
What I would suggest people do is just get YouTube and watch the Queen's Greatest Hits, the film clips of that, and you're good.
You've pretty much seen the movie. Actually seen the best parts of the movie. Or the Live Aid concert. That was like that was a good part of the movie.
Which was the last 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Which,
so what about yourself, Saj? Do you have a WTF kind of inclusion?
Yes, I do. So again, I'm actually going back. I think this was to 2011.
You've done a lot of early ones, which I appreciate. I think that's good.
Or 2012. I can't remember the exact year. Have you heard of this film called The Tree of Life?
Terrence Malick.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I know of it, but I haven't seen it.
Okay, so I saw it in the cinemas before the Oscars had happened that year. And I remember I was with a friend and I remember thinking, this feels like a Windows slideshow. So it was just, it didn't make sense.
Like
It
Windows 94, Windows 2000,
Windows
XP.
94.
This is important, yeah.
Yeah, Windows 94 slideshow, and it had Brad Pitt and Sean Penn, Jessica Chastain, and I remember thinking, what are you trying to tell me here? Were you stoned when you filmed this? Who wrote the script? It was just anyway. It was just ridiculous.
You don't have to explain the plot, but like, is there actually a story?
One.
Okay, yeah,
there isn't a plot. Or maybe I couldn't get the plot because I was just trying too hard to figure out what exactly is going on here. And then he got nominated for Best Picture. And I remember thinking, okay, if this wins Best Picture, I'm not watching the Oscars again.
The Oscars, yeah.
What I couldn't understand was how did they get this A-list cast involved?
So just to clarify, so the reason why, because again I haven't seen it, but is part of the reason why you weren't a fan was because it was just so like, it was just like it was messily put together. It was like too arty, like in a wanky way.
It was too art. It was abstract. I just didn't get the point of that film. It just didn't. It was just a really, really weird movie, and I probably haven't seen a movie that weird ever since.
Do you think it's one of those things? I always wonder, like, when movies are like a bit too I like art house movies, but when they're like that, where it's like actually like treating the audience like they're kind of a bit dumb, like because it's just too abstract and weird. Do you think part of the reason why it gets like Oscar nominations and critical acclaim is because these like wanky kind of critics are like, oh, you know, if we say we like it, then it means like we're elevated, like
yes.
we understood it, like we get it, you guys just don't get it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Maybe. I just thought that the director was asleep the entire time and had no idea what he was directing, and then he just went, oh crap, I need to figure something out, and he just kind of went, here you go.
I'm curious, the person that you watched it with at the time, did they have the same
because
thoughts?
we were laughing the whole way through because we were just there going, what is this? Yeah, and you know how usually if you go watch a film with a friend, you have the opportunity to talk about it afterwards. I think the thing that we spoke about was how we just wanted a refund for our tickets because it was just
I used to work at a cinema, and actually it would have been around that time. Maybe it was just beforehand, but that would happen sometimes where like we had these movies on that because like I worked at a big chain one, like a mainstream cinema, and I remember like whenever we screened like a more art housey film, oftentimes someone would go in to watch it expecting a kind of Hollywood movie, and then when that wasn't the case, they'd come out and see if they could get like their money back. And like I get it, because like if you're going to like one of the mainstream ones, you don't expect that, and it's, particularly if it's something like Tree of Life from what you're saying, I would probably want my money back too.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because it's a nice comparison point. Like my thing was Bohemian Rhapsody, which was like a big Hollywood movie, which I don't think deserved the acclaim. But your one was actually more, I don't know if is it a Hollywood movie? It's trying to smell like it's a bit more indie kind of,
it's not. And I think this is one of those times where you can say nominated for Best Picture and people might either go, yeah, I'm going to give this a go, or might go, oh God, no, it's going to be terrible.
Well, I mean, it's been a massive decade for movies. But yeah, I appreciate, as always, chatting with you, Saj, about what we like and what we don't like.
It's been great. Awesome.
And thank you for joining us at home. This has been the Film Whisperers on Bent TV.